Hello, you lovely people. We are having a workshop day and we are on with upgrades. We've just finished fitting a winch and winch tray and recovery points to the front of the vehicle. Now we're going to update the visuals. So, CCTV/dash cams for the vehicle. I've already got one in and I absolutely love it. This was an absolute game changer when we went across the Black Forest in Germany, because with them driving on the wrong side of the road over there, you're looking and you've got your blind spots and everything, and as much as you move your mirror out of touch, having a big, good quality rear screen that you can see everything coming up behind you at speed, lifesaver. So, what we're going to do, I've already got one of these units in now, and I've also got another one in another vehicle. That's how much I like it. However, they've seen that and sent me a slightly newer model, so we're going to get that swapped out. In this goodie pack, we have got a replaceable battery, an Airduster, which I'll show you in a bit. That is more handy than what you think for a camper van and for doing the bushcraft side of things. We've got the wiring kits. These are the wiring kits. And the actual camera itself. With it being a workshop day, I've got my glamorous assistant, Liam.
Hi.
So the reason I like this is it actually looks like a factory mirror. So what you get with this, you see these brackets here, you get a rubber strap that goes around your original mirror. And I know what you're saying, but I haven't got a rear view mirror because I've got a van. I'm going to show you a hack for this. Dead easy install. If you're worried about this, it can be DIY. All you've got, GPS, okay? So this gives you your speed out. So if you've got like a Land Rover or different size tyres or something, and especially like when we're in Germany and whatnot, you can change this over so it's showing your actual speed limit, not what you think it is on your dashboard. The next thing you've got is you've got your power, and what I've done with this one is I didn't actually use this one, I used a generic one that then plugs straight into my overhead console. You've got your rubber mounts, which these hook onto your original rear view mirror, but like I say, I will show you a hack for this. And then you've got your rear camera. This is awesome because it works pretty well in low light and the quality is phenomenal, and that's my biggest gripe with a lot of CCTV and dash cams is the quality of. So on the rear of the vehicle you'll see the big factory one. I've got that looking straight down at my tow bar for when I reverse up. I can see the box, the tow bar, and then just to the left of it you'll see my Wolfbox camera, and that's what we're going to swap out. So with it being an upgrade, unfortunately, I was hoping we wouldn't have to rewire this back camera. We could just, because there's a plug on the back end, I was hoping we could just unplug it, plug the new one in, and then that'd do it. But unfortunately, because it's upgraded, it does more things, and it's a higher quality camera. It's a 6-way this one, and the old one's a 4-way. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the scan strut glands opened up. I'm going to drop the lining just down at the back. We're going to tape the two together from here, and I'm hoping it just pulls the length of the van, which is what it is. So as you can see, this is the old unit here, and the reason I'm saying there's a hack is because on a camper van you've got these blinds that go across here, and I've fitted this special bracket here which comes through the headlining on this ram mount and then to here. Let's strip this off, because on this one you've got the USB-C power, you've got the rear camera, and you've got the GPS. Whereas on this one, the rear camera is also USB-C. I'm guessing because it's more data. Basically, we've just run the length of the van up into that corner, and we're just going to go through the scan strut, back up there, and then we'll put everything back together again. So side-by-side comparison, you can see this is a far more substantial unit. Just here, this is just 3M taped on, and this has had multiple car washers and all the rest of it. And like I say, it looks like it's pointing down, but this actually takes me all the way to the horizon and near enough down to my tow bar as well, depending on how I've got the screen. And then I've got that one, the factory one. There's no point removing it, but two's better than one. So now we've got the old one off. This is a fish finder for a boat. So basically what I've done is I've put a piece of wood on the inside of the headliner, and I've screwed through into the piece of wood, which has given me this fish finder ram mount here, which you can put on any angle. It's dead easy. All you've got is that new one, which is the rear camera, GPS, and a USB-C power, and all I did was I ran that USB-C power up into here, and I've got a little charging point there, or you can put it in your cigarette lighter, your choice. I didn't want the bulk of it also. Luckily, I've got power on both sides of the head unit there. The only downside of this is actually thinner than a mirror, so because of that, you have to put these straps extra tight, and we've just put a 3M pad on the back of it just to stop any vibration when I'm off-road. Nice bungees in place. Right, so that's powered up now. Lovely, lovely big screen. That's the front. What you've got, you can have split screen front and back, or you can have Australia. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go into the menu here and just invert this. So that there, what you can do with this is you can then scroll up or down, and I can go all the way down there. You can see my rear carrier. You can go all the way down so I can see my boxers, and I can go all the way up so I can cut the horizon out if I'm on a long drive and it's in the way. The front one, again, you've got Liam mooching about there in his workshop. Hi. And what you can do is there's a camera on the back of here, and you can angle it wherever you want. But that will do, because I can just see the bonnet and everything. Ideal. So one of the main reasons I wanted this upgrade is if any drama or anything like that on the road, I had to take the SD card out, put it in my phone, and take the footage off it, whereas this one's got built-in Wi-Fi and voice control. You can see here, if you click the Wi-Fi button, I can do that, enable it onto my phone, and I can get the footage off of it, which, that is a cool feature again. Turn the Wi-Fi off. That's it, I just leave the thing running. When I'm parked up as well on a camp, I do tend to leave that on, and I can see it from my bed. I can see what's going on at the front, and if you have it like this, I can see what's going on at the front, and I can see what's going on at the back. Without fitting a proper DVR and cameras everywhere and all the rest of it, it's a bit excessive. The only thing that I would like eventually is to do another version of this. Maybe in a year or so's time I'll get it, where it's got 3 cameras on, and the idea of that one is some people like it facing them when they're driving, or you can have it as a low level one, because obviously this has got some blind spots over the bonnet. However, I wouldn't do that. I'd continue with this forward facing one, have the rear one, but I'd have the side one under the side awning, which then it makes it very much CCTV, so I can see what's going on around camp and what have you. But yeah, I really like this. Like I say, I've already bought 2 of these, and I've got this one, and I couldn't say no to it because it is just a very, very, very cool bit of kit. And in this box, we're also going to have a look at an Airduster, which, let's face it, it's not something that's on your list of things that you think you need, but, especially with my work van, you get dust and crap everywhere, and I don't carry a hoover in this. I've got my dustpan and brush, and that's about it. Everything else gets wiped down. What I'm finding is, and I'm going to the Sahara in a few weeks, so when I'm in the desert, there's going to be dust, sand, everything, everywhere. So, Liam's bamboozled with this box at the minute. I'm guessing that's the
Super Power
Turbo fan.
Oh, gee, mate, Jen.
Can you imagine lighting the fire with that?
Hey, wow, you are. What's that one do?
That's the magazine release.
Is that the mag release? Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Look at the camera and do that.
Mate. Whoa! What the hell? Mate! You look like Brad Pitt or something. Jesus Christ. Suppressors and everything.
That's going to be a bit much for you. Right, messing aside, you don't have to have it on full tilt. So you've got a little power button on the back of it. You've got 3 levels here, so you can knock that right down. And what you're going to get out of this is a lot less. That's a usable level. You've got a battery monitor on the bottom of it. They have actually sent an extra battery, but from what I've seen, these actually last quite a while. You can whack it on charge anyway. I'll show you why this is going to be handy. So one of the places that bugs me is bits like down here. You can't get the cloth in. If you do get the cloth in, you smear all up the window and stuff. So all the idea of these is in here. That's now turbo clean. Absolutely spotless. All your vents and things like that all your vents and things where you get all the crap in them. Where's these leaves coming from? I didn't know I had leaves in here. But all the awkward places when you're in the camper side of things. So like down here, we've been in and out of this mucky workshop all weekend in the back of here. So it is still quite wet, but things like this step and that. As long as you start from the far end and work yourself to the door, you get the bulk of it. And then one of the big things, I saw Age using one of these when we went on the off-roading video, and all he did, he had it on the low setting, fire didn't want to light very well because it's obviously really, really raining. Nice steady blow, just got the fire going. So yeah, multi-tool. That is one of them things, as big as that is, that's better than having a Hoover in the van. That, and a polishing cloth, winner. I'm just controlling a child here because he's running around with this thing flapping his hair about and all sorts.
Try to fly, what's the problem?
But in this box as well, they do actually give you a little brush and a real soft brush. I would advise just get the really, really cheap off of wherever, just detailing brushes. There's a little charging lead again, USB-C, so it's just another one for the collections. And you get a nice little soft brush. It's like a make-up-y type brush, but like I say, the detailing brushes are the one and the cheapest chips, which I think for that, all the different nozzles and stuff, that is going to live in my door pocket now. So just having a look through now, on the strongest setting, you get a 10-minute runtime, which no one's blowing the van out for 10 minutes. And it's a 7.4 volt, so it is low voltage. It is a handy thing. I appreciate it's not for everybody, but then again, I've seen people using the Karcher wet vac things on the windscreens and all sorts. So if you are in a vehicle and you are in a vehicle for a long period of time and you want to keep the thing clean, it is a nice little touch. There will be some links in the description box down below. I'll put that fish finder mount on there, the dash cam, the blower, and obviously if you can give a comment, a like, a hype and all the rest of it, it'll make Liam's day. And mine too.
I couldn't care less. It's not my video.